Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Sleepless Illustrator with another video this week. And this week, guys, if you have obviously if you read the title, and I always say this, we will be drawing Deadpool. I'm very excited about this, guys. This is all thanks to, I don't know if you guys, I hope you guys also had a good Super Bowl, not to mention. Um, but yeah, this week they finally dropped the trailer for, which I knew they would. My friend told me that they were wrapping up production for Wolverine and well, is it Deadpool and Wolverine? Okay, Deadpool and Wolverine. And yeah, I'm excited, guys. I swear I haven't felt this excited of a Marvel movie with all this woke crap going on. And I'm just excited to finally, like, at least look forward to some Marvel stuff. And we all know, guys. I mean, I will say this, that I do believe that Deadpool is more of its own movie. I mean, the fact that Disney bought Fox and all that stuff, I mean, that's all like politics and crap like that. But I'm not gonna get into it, guys. And I'm really excited, guys, because finally I actually get to draw an actual comic book hero that I'm well established about. Okay, so I know everything about this character, guys. I'm a big Deadpool fan. I wasn't, funny is, I wasn't it growing up. Actually, it was my friend Dark Kid. You guys know I stream with him. He's my best friend in the longest time, and he actually went and introduced me to Deadpool a long time ago when I met him, and just and then we were all excited when well, I seen the cartoons. I forgot what came first. It was the cartoons, and then X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins, and then we got to see Ryan Reynolds finally play Deadpool, which he is born to play. I'm telling you guys. But yeah, and he's even mentioned in the comic books. I thought it was funny. But without further ado, I'm gonna get started, guys, and I'll give you a little history lesson. It's funny. This goes out to you, Jaster, who criticized me in the last video for not knowing much about the clickers from Last of Us. You guys are about to get a crash course because this is my area of expertise. So I'm gonna get right into this, guys. I'm gonna start drawing my pose because this may be a long video, guys, because we're gonna be drawing. I got a pose idea that I have, but wait, hold on. Oh, let me turn up the resolution. I knew I should have left it the way it was. Let me change this back, guys. That's better. But anyway, so many guys, I'm gonna get right into this, get a little history lesson. So we're just gonna be drawing a little superhero pose. So just get your pose, guys. However you want to draw Deadpool. I'm gonna do a little neat little uh thing of him holding his sword. We'll do not a full body. I'm gonna go down to his legs. So I'm just gonna get that pose. Nothing too fancy. So I thought it'd be a cool little thing that I drew a long time ago. That here's the sword gonna be coming down like this, but. And guys, remember, whenever you guys are drawing these poses, always draw through the characters, guys. So like the arms and stuff, try not to lose track of what goes where. But you guys gotta draw, because a lot of you guys, excuse me, I had a sneeze. A lot of you guys, if you sometimes it's hard to draw things from proportion, guys. If you're just drawing, like, let's say you can, like, right now I can refrain from drawing the sword, but you want to draw everything through it because it'll keep everything in proportion. What I'm trying to say, I think I just contradicted myself. No, what I'm saying is that I'm gonna get rid of this. That a lot of times you guys try to draw around something, but really, like, sometimes we have to draw things through them to make it explain. It's like see how his arm is gonna come across here. You want to make sure that you draw the full of the body so you know where the body connects. That way you're not drawing around the arm and thinking, oh, the arm's right here, and I don't want to draw too much, like through it. Just draw through it when you're doing the figure. See what I'm doing? See how even though you can see his chest. Actually, I'm gonna. Sorry, guys. Usually I have time to work on this kind of form, but I always try to press these videos for time. But it looks like this. Yeah. I hope you guys are in it for the long run. So this video. So I thought about drawing the pose first and just kind of like but I want you guys to see how I do my full process. For me, drawing the human body, it's you'll get there, guys. You just have to, like I said, you'll have to practice and you'll know where all the body, forms. I know you're thinking like how the muscles and bodies look different, guys. Not necessarily, guys. If you know anatomy, if you study anatomy, I always tell you guys, study anatomy, take drawing classes, um, study the human form as much as you can, and you'll get there to the point where you'll know how certain things go. And I don't like this. I'm gonna start over. Sorry, guys. Anyway, But like I said, I know I'm ruined myself. But and I also, guys, recommend you never draw from a picture. Use a picture as a reference, guys, but never use. Always come up with your own poses. That way, it looks more natural. Because if you're just trying to draw from a flat surface, guys, and I learned this a long time ago. This is just a pose I kind of made up. So, uh, yeah, I know a lot about this character, guys. I know, of course, he was created. I'll give you. Okay, so here's the history lesson while I'm doing this, guys. I mean, you get the gist of it. So he was created by Rob Liefeld by Marvel when these were some of the okay, so okay, I forgot the year that Deadpool was created. Let me see. I believe it was the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. During the X-Men, X-Force, and all those guys. You guys are probably familiar with. You can look up Deadpool. Deadpool. Let's see. His first appearance was in I was right. 1991. So he was a. Oh no, I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry. No. 90. Yeah, 90. I was right. It was the 90s. What did I say? 80s. I meant the 90s, but who's counting? Anyway, but so he was created amongst the New Mutants. Kind of like a new new era of mutants. I'm not too big on the X-Men. Honestly, guys, I'm more of just a Wolverine and certain X-Men kind of fan. I've never really cared much for you know, X-Men. Never been my favorites. I always hated I know, guys, I'm calling myself a mark, but always hate that um the X-Men story always has to do with like discrimination. I always hate things like that, guys, because I feel like, even in our time, discrimination against certain things, and I know it was like back then is coming off that, but still, I don't believe in discrimination. But I understand why people. I mean, that's just my personal. I'm not going to get into my own personal politics. I didn't live in an era where people discriminate against. Even to this day, guys, I don't live in a time where people, uh, are told can't do something by the color of your skin. I mean, when I was, growing up, that things like that were pretty much, I didn't think of that as a kid, and I didn't grow up with that kind of hatred. And it sucks. I don't believe it's part of our country. I believe it's part of people, but that's a whole nother. So I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, I'm not liking this. You guys, this is what I hate, just drawing the pose. So, sorry, guys. Correction. But anyway, guys, trying to talk and draw at the same time. But yeah, Deadpool was created, and this is a story. So he was Wade Wilson, and that part they got right, of course, obviously. And he's a boy who grew up in a military household. His mom died young of cancer, and his father was abusive man. Come out the military. Not the only man in the military, but abusive. But that's what his dad was. Um, guys, I'm not liking this. Screw it. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, his dad was killed. I believe the story goes his dad was killed in a bar, but his buddy shot him or something like that. I guess he wanted to go home early, but so Wade Wilson decides to sober up, and he was a delinquent as a kid, obviously, and then he sobers up and joins the military, and then of course was kicked out due to bad behavior, and then shortly after that he was diagnosed with cancer as well. So I know. And he joins part of the Weapon X program. That's basically what created Wolverine. So that's a lot better. So what created Wolverine. Sorry guys, I just wasn't liking that pose. It's just gonna take too long. I'm just gonna go with this other pose that I had. Maybe I can still. Yeah, he was joins the Weapon X program and was basically labeled as a failed experiment. Man, go away. basically labeled as a failed experiment since his powers didn't activate. He was sent to a facility full of other rejects, um, and he just was left in a, I believe, a catatonic state is what they call it. So he was kind of like just a lot of neural damage, a lot of stuff got his brain. So he was severely damaged in his head, very damaged in his head from the experiment. So, and all this actually the origin of his name, guys. He gets it from the guards and the prisoners took what they call a Deadpool, which is just a betting of who's gonna die next in the prison. And they, he was the one whose name was. But then all of a sudden his new powers activated. He's basically like Wolverine. I believe his is a little bit better than Wolverine's, I guess, from what I understand. But he doesn't have the adamantium, skeleton. But Deadpool pretty much can regenerate from anything. So far, he's had limbs cut off and all that kind of stuff. But so what happens is Deadpool managed to gain enough strength to escape the facility with his new powers, and I believe he can't really remember who he was at the time. He didn't retain his. I'm gonna tilt this. Oh, I'm gonna tilt his head, guys, because I want to draw the little thing in his. Deadpool has this little like ghost looking like, yeah, exactly. Anyway, remember, guys, this is just a quick drawing. Hope I don't have to sneeze, guys. I actually started this video a little bit earlier and I sneezed. I was just testing to make sure my microphone was working, but I was praying I won't have to sneeze. But anyway, back to the story. So Deadpool, where was I? He escapes the facility. He not liking this orange. Ooh, wait. Let's just draw, because we don't have to do anything fancy, guys. Let's just draw the swords. Ah, perfect. This lemonade and lemons. Let's draw both swords. I was just gonna draw the one sword, but let's just. Anyway, so where was I? He gets his powers. He escapes the facility, and basically he just starts a new life as a mercenary. But I believe at first he can't remember who he was. I'm not sure if he ever retains. I think so. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Or was a military guy, ex-military, abusive father, mother died of cancer. And yeah, and okay, so he's neurologically still scarred, so he's basically an insane weirdo. And they call him the Merc with the mouth. Of course, a lot of you know that, which means because he's the mercenary who can't shut up. So he's known for his greatest weapon is pretty much known as his mouth. So, and of course, better to play that character than Ryan Reynolds. So this is Deadpool. He's got these little things for eyes. So we're pretty much going to be drawing Ryan Reynolds' costume. I'm going to go with that just to kind of, because you guys are more familiar with that. But it's just basically, his red suit. He dons a red suit. In the movie, I mean, I don't know why he chose red. I'm not really sure in the comics if they ever did specify, but in the movie he says because so bad guys don't see me bleed. So, and like I said, he was created by the great Rob Liefeld. Actually, guys, he's this is what I want to get to. If you guys are not really familiar with Rob Liefeld, he's known for drawing very exaggerated bodies. He has his own unique style, which I actually am in favor of. I know you're thinking, because I freaking hate modern art, guys. I hate Picasso. I hate stupid ass art like that. I'm sorry, guys. If you're a Picasso fan, if you're like a modern art guy, I hate modern art. I had to learn this crap in college, and I freaking hate it. I had to study pictures of some dude who took a picture of photography. Took a picture of some dude, or I think it was I hope it was a woman, but some dude's ass, calling it art. Like I swear to God, guys, look it up, and it was the dumbest crap I ever learned. I can't believe I wasted money in college learning this crap. I'm telling you guys, art has really gone downhill since when I went to college. It's even worse, smearing feces on the wall and crap like that. But Liefeld, actually, when it comes to comic book art, it's a different style. Plus, Liefeld was actually trying to draw things somewhat. I'm not talking about like modern art, guys, but I think he had his own style. And I think like, you know, it's actually kind of a good thing because he's one of those guys that like, yeah, you know, this is a Liefeld drawing, you know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing, guys. I think if your style may not be, and the funny is, I know he got this from, because I'm not too familiar with, I always wanted to interview Liefeld. I haven't met him, but I've been on his chats a couple times. And actually, guys, if you actually have a pouch, he's big on pouches. If you know, this is his style. It's big, big guns, big muscles, and pouches. Lots of pouches for whatever the hell. Pouches on his legs, pouches wherever. And yeah, that's always been like, you know, his thing. And one time I was on a chat with him, and he actually managed to respond to my quote. He said, I told him I had a pouch, you know, for you to sign. I was just kidding, because I'm an airsofter, guys. I have airsoft gear, and I just had a pouch. Like, I was messing around with my gear once, and I was just on my phone with this, and he's just like, here, put the pouch on the screen, I'll sign it for you. Like, you know, he kind of air signed it, but it was so cool. You know, he's such a great guy, Rob Liefeld. And I describe him more, his art style is more, yes, of a modern art, more like Van Gogh. Like, I like Van Gogh's modern art. That's something that is unique, guys. That's something, because I think that's kind of where comic book art lies. But modern art like Picasso, like splashing paint, just never really sat well with me. I mean, I think that's completely different. You know, I think that's just where it gets stupid. But like Rob Liefeld actually tries to draw, you know, something decent. You know, that's just my opinion. But anyway, his style is just like very recognizable. You know what I mean? So, all right, that's good enough. Let's just get to write down the inking, guys. Remember, the power is in the ink, guys. I think you guys have noticed that my drawings have been a little weak just because they've been, you know, excuse me. But this is just a quick, you know, quickie. Just checking my check. Okay. But anyway, what can I tell you guys about Rob Liefeld, Deadpool? Actually, you know, funny stories that, I mean, something that we all thought was coming. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are familiar. For all you youngins, don't understand that Thanos originally wanted to destroy half of humanity. It was not because he gave a crap about the world. He actually wanted to impress Lady Death. Lady Death, guys. Death in the Marvel universe is a woman. Go figure that. Is a woman, and it's an actual beautiful woman, sort of. I mean, sometimes she's drawn as a skeleton, but is a she. And yeah, she's drawn as a woman, a very beautiful woman who Thanos is infatuated with. But funny thing is that Deadpool, I believe Deadpool does love her too, so they both kind of have like a love triangle going. But I think Lady Death kind of loves Deadpool more. So yeah, Thanos didn't take kindly to that. Thanos is very different in the comic books, guys. He's very and in the cartoons. So much more, definitely intelligent. I mean, you know, Josh Brolin got that. Funny is, I'd say Thanos was more like a philosopher in the Avengers, in my humble opinion. More of a philosopher, just kind of defining life, rather, because Thanos is more intelligent. Whereas you gotta think of Deadpool as like Daffy Duck, you know, which just goes to show you that women prefer a sense of humor, guys. I'm telling you, you know. Let's try to get the eyes right. Deadpool he has white eyes with these black just draw them like normal human eyes, guys. I hope you guys are excited for this movie. I hope you guys I'm not talking too fast, but there's just a lot. I know a lot about this character, guys. I base a lot of my characters on it because I like characters with weapons and former soldiers, and just, you know, that's always just been my style. I wish I had more time to do it even better drawing, guys, but because I do want to color this, put some color in, just some real quick color. But you know what, guys? My style kind of involves a lot with with Rob Liefeld, because a lot of times if you see my style, that's just in my videos. But when I have more time to do it, but the thing of it is, guys, is that Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld all stressed that they weren't the best artists. They were the best artists of their time, guys, but they weren't the best artists. If you actually studied, and I'm not even like insulting them, guys. This is their words, you know, that Todd McFarlane described him as Jim Lee was the only one who really had like true skill. But the problem is Jim Lee never, and I've criticized him before, that he never did anything. I believe that there was a falling out between Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane. I'm not sure, you guys. If there's somewhere around there who knows whether that's true or not. I've only seen a few videos where Todd McFarlane talked about how he mentioned how his buddies all started their own comic book companies, and he mentioned how some of them folded and some went back to like the status quo. And I believe he was talking about about Jim Lee, because Jim Lee has been working for DC ever since after, you know, Image Comics. So I'm not sure the whole history. I'm not sure if Jim Lee still has a say in Image Comics. They all started what was called Image Comics, guys. If you're not familiar, they all left Marvel and DC and told them to go screw themselves. They were tired of you know, being treated badly, treated badly as artists and as writers and stuff, and not getting the credit that they deserve. Which is, this is why, guys, why I say you don't need these big companies anymore. And I say this, I don't care if Marvel or anyone sees this. I'm never gonna. I tried to get into Marvel, guys. I tried DC. I tried it all. You know, and like I said, I did work for a one guy, which, you know, that was another break, guys. That was short lived, you know, because COVID, you know, basically undid that. But you guys don't need these guys anymore. You can make comics on your own. That's exactly what I'm doing. You know, and you don't have to work for these people. And that's what I believed in, what Todd McFarlane believed in. You know, and a lot of people are living their dreams and not have to work for big companies anymore. And a lot of these companies, they'll be coming to you guys because they can't come up with any ideas. They are spent. I mean, Hollywood is remaking Twister. I don't know if you guys saw, there's a trailer for Twister. It's a remake of Twister, guys. They're just calling it Twisters, you know. It's the same premise, same movie, you know, because they can't. Because you know what happens, guys? All these companies went woke. They hired a bunch of blue-haired retards. Excuse me. Hope YouTube doesn't, you know, it just pisses me off. Doesn't ding me for that. But yes, a bunch of like woke, you know, woke pill, whatever you want to call them, idiot writers who write nothing but garbage and turn, you know, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, and, you know, you guys know all that stuff. You know what happened with the woke Star Wars universe. You know, nothing against Rey, guys. I have nothing against Rey. She would have been a fine character if they just did her right, you know, if they wrote her right. Sorry. And yeah, she would have been a great character. But you know, that's what happened in Hollywood now, guys. Is that they are out of ideas and they're just ripping everyone else off. So and not only that, you guys, I suggest you copyright your stuff. So if you're coming up with original ideas and you're putting them out, be careful, because these people will. I have a theory that they ripped off one of my, like Ghost Recon ripped off one of my ideas, guys, a long time ago. I won't say, but the character looked exactly like a character that I'm writing right now. Same, uses a lot of the same weapons and things like that, and it just can't be a coincidence. I don't know. Maybe they, even though my ideas haven't been put out, I don't know. Maybe they found it somewhere. I've put my ideas out before on like certain websites, you know, before like anything else. So you gotta protect your stuff. But anyway, but these guys were like pioneers, trying at least they were trying to do something to get respect for artists and writers, guys. And they paved the way. And a lot of people will criticize them. I say they, you know, because Todd McFarlane wanted to start a union and have creators actually take control. And unfortunately, a lot of people these days are so afraid of their bread and butter, which I understand, guys. I mean, we're all, you know, trying to survive. But you don't have to work for these big companies anymore. You use them, like I'm using YouTube, guys, but YouTube, you know, I mean, that's on them. If I can use something, you know, to my advantage, that's fine. But I don't want to rely on this, guys. That's why, you know, a lot of people make their success on these platforms, but the problem is these companies take advantage of you, and eventually they screw you, and then you end up leaving, and then you take your talent with you. So, and it sucks because, you know, YouTube and a lot of these companies and Marvel have brought a lot of, you know, a lot of talent to this world. But the problem is eventually they get too greedy. You know, this world, you know, my dad's always talking about this, and my dad's a moral guy, guys, and he's always talking about greed and how, you know, if people were just stop being so greedy, which, you know, I know it's never going to happen, but if they did, you know, this world would be a lot better place. You know, because there's plenty of resources in this world to share, guys. There's plenty of opportunities in this world to share. The problem is there are people who are just like, who just want to hoard it from everything, and like, you know, but, oops, get another holster in. Anyway, guys, but back to this character. I mean, Deadpool, you know, he was a kind of a pioneer character, you know, little bit different than, you know, than your modern superhero Batman, Superman. Even like not like about him being dark, about him being, because Deadpool exists in a rated R fashion. That's one thing that they did get wrong with X-Men or Wolverine Origins, guys, is that I believe it was PG-13, even for the amount of violence they had. That's why Logan did so well, guys. And that's why Punisher, you know, hasn't done so well. Although Punisher has been rated R, but the problem is, guys, is that I don't know actually why, because all the Punisher movies have been rated R. I don't know why they have been doing. But they're well received, but they're just not well known. Like if you have to like Punisher to be able to, most people who saw the movie didn't even know that, oh, this is a superhero. Because Blade did good, so I mean, I don't know. I just think maybe the marketing, because I never saw Punisher in the theater, the one with Thomas Jane. I watched it on TV, and then Warzone came out, but people said that Warzone was too cartoony. But Warzone was at least faithful to the comic books. There's a direct origin story, and then it gets right into the fighting and all that stuff with Frank Castle. So let's see how we do. Let's just fill this in a little. Also, guys, when you're drawing black areas like with Deadpool, always leave a little bit of black, a little bit of white. Sorry, you know, I think I've stressed this before. Yeah, I'm leaving a little bit of white chunks because these are the shine in the armor, or it's either shine in the armor or just regular lines that you normally see in, or lighting that's hitting the reflectiveness. Because the costumes, all costumes, rubber, plastic, whatever the hell they're wearing, all have reflective surfaces. So a little. Even Batman's rubber suit. Oh, guys, also I'm so glad I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I wanted to mention that one reason I was gonna draw like a Valentine's Day character, but this is because the original movie did come out on Valentine's Day. I remember I saw it with my girlfriend at the time. I took her to see it. She loved it, of course, because But yeah, that this is because tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and I know I actually was gonna get into this, guys. I hope you guys don't uh I don't really have anyone right now, guys. I'm kind of like a little indifferent dating. I'm kind of taking a break from it right now, but I'm trying to spread some love, guys, and not in a very appropriate way. Don't worry. But like, I hope you guys, if you have somebody, if you don't have somebody, great. But if you have somebody, do something special for them. If not, it's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. If anything, Valentine's Day is not just if you're single, guys, or if you're in a couple. If you're young and you're searching for that young love, guys, or if you haven't really met the right person yet, don't worry. You got time. In the meantime, spread some love. Make someone else's day. Tell someone else you love them, or whatever. Call your mom. Your mom always, I always love my mom. She used to always give me like a set like little Valentine's gifts for me. I always appreciate little things like that. Moms are the best, guys. So call your mom, whatever. Or I'll call your mom. Just kidding. Anyway, right. But yeah, guys, feel bad. Don't feel bad if you don't have anybody for Valentine's Day tomorrow. Be happy. Help some other people out. And it's just gonna fill this guy. Because there's no shame in it. I'm gonna post something from Instagram to let you all know to have a good day. Gotta fill this in easily. Yeah, so it's just funny how this movie did drop. And I remember I was working at my old job at the time, and yeah, it was kind of funny. I remember seeing the post for it and stuff like that. I was excited for this movie. It was on Valentine's Day because I worked a lot of Valentine's Day at the store I worked in. So and, yeah, I'd always hear the stories. It's funny because like I'd be talking because I'd be ringing people up, and I'd be so like at the time I've always loved Valentine's Day, guys, and I always ask because I always loved seeing the guys. It's the one day the guys go shopping, they get the roses and stuff. And let me tell you some guys, these guys don't get enough credit because the amount of money and effort they spend. Because let me tell you some guys, Valentine's Day at a grocery store is no picnic, okay? And for a guy to take time out of his time, to buy some flowers, to buy just a few things for his girl, his wife, you know, some guys would tell me stories, yeah, I'm proposing to my girlfriend. It was just the greatest thing ever, it always gave me hope and stuff like that. Even back then, before all this the way things are with like men and women. I'm no blind to that. I know if you guys are having trouble, I'm having trouble finding people because it's hard, guys, because You know, the problem is nowadays, and this is something I wanted to talk about for a long time, is that, you know, we just don't treat each other good. We always treat like there's someone out there, there's the next best thing is. And I don't believe that, guys. I believe if you have somebody you really care about, you stick by them. I've always been the kind of guy to love too hard, you know? And it has hurt me. It sucks, you know? 'Cause I'm the kind of guy that just will never give up. And, you know, that's just how I am. I will love you to the day, you know, till I can't love you no more. And I can tell a lot of people are like that because, you know, I think that's just, people make it seem like there's something wrong with it. No, guys, there's nothing wrong with you. A lot of people just don't appreciate that. And you know, it's, let me tell you something, it's not that, because people still want a relationship. It's just hard to find, guys, because everyone these days just thinks they can do better. You know what I mean? Some people, and it's really sad, you know, because like I said, you know, if you guys look at who's married, I was talking to this married couple the other day when I was getting food for the Super Bowl. I was just waiting for my meat to be sliced. And there's just this couple behind me there waiting for me, you know, to go. And I was just, you know, chit-chatting, you know, he asked where I worked and, you know, I asked how long this guy's been married, you know, and stuff. And, you know, it's just nice. It's just nice to talk with people who've been married, guys. Trust me, find a couple who's been married and they'll make you feel really better, guys. I'm telling you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Talk to people, you know, you know, sometimes it helps to kind of get a different perspective and you realize you're not alone and how hard, and it's not as hard as you think. So, and don't change who you are. If you guys are kind of people who love too hard, be that person, guys. Don't ever change. Just because the world doesn't appreciate it doesn't mean there won't be someone else won't. So, it's tough out there. The problem is our society thinks that like has made it seem like, you know, you can always find something better, you know. I don't. I believe in finding that one person and sticking by them and, you know, maybe waiting. Like, what is wrong with waiting around for somebody, guys? You may wait your whole life, so what? You know? I'm not saying you shouldn't find something better. If someone's not treating you better, but I'm just saying, you know, if there's somebody you really want, you know, you can't quite be with them right now, you know, you never know. But like, that's why you focus on yourself. Focus on yourself, guys. And like I said, either what happened is that that person will come to you in time, or you'll find someone better in the meantime. You know, you'll find someone who, you know, I'm gonna. But yeah, it's either that or that, dude. I think. Don't you think? I think. But sorry, guys, I'm a bit of a romance myself. I used to really shine at Valentine's Day. That's something I do miss. I love Valentine's Day, guys. I'm one of those guys. I'm a hopeless romantic. No, I've been in love before. And it's a great, let me tell you something, it's the greatest feeling on earth, guys. And if you manage to take that and turn into a family or whatever and have family and have someone young or old, guys, it doesn't matter. If you're a young kid, fine. You know, you young kids out there, don't waste time going to clubs and bars. Trust me, you will never be happy. Find that special person. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than someone who really, you know, who really understands you, really gets you, you know. You're wasting your time in clubs and bars, guys. Wasting your time, you know. I mean, if you happen to meet, I've always hoped like I would meet that one girl at the club who was dragged there by her friends, and you know, I like to meet the nice girls, but I don't know. So far, it's only been nice girls who hurt my feelings. So, but just got to keep going, guys. Whatever happens, happens. But tomorrow, if you're feeling icky and stuff like that, if you don't, you know, like I said, just send someone, you know, a text or whatever, and just remember, you're no different than any other person who's, you know, still single. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It just means you're waiting for someone, that one special person. Remember, guys, you know, finding a special person is not easy. You know, nothing worth having is easy, guys. Just like what we're doing here, this artwork that we're doing, you know. Although I know I'm doing this a little quickly, but like exactly, you see what I'm saying, guys? How, you know, this is just a quick drawing. Think about how much more we can improve with just a little bit more time, you know. But fortunately, times I don't have. Exactly, you see what I'm saying? But even then, still, you guys can, you know, you can still create a few details and a few effects, even in the simplest thing. That's what I like about it. And in fact, it gets back to Rob Liefeld style. In fact, I'm going to talk about that. So like I said, guys, I hope you guys have a good Valentine's Day, and you know, don't be discouraged and stuff. Right time will happen. We will all find that one person. But back to Rob Liefeld's artwork, guys. If you notice, like I said, he was all about pouches. He's known for not drawing feet, but I think the problem when people misunderstand his work, because I think one mistake that Rob Liefeld made, guys, was that his artwork was not very. It was more of a composition wise. Like when I study what was called composition, guys, that's the study of like placement amongst the art. So it's more for covers and artwork like that. So, so when you guys are studying composition in your classes and stuff, it has to do with I'm gonna go with brown first. Placement and things. And Robert Liefeld used to do things where he'd cover up the feet. He was very terrible at drawing feet. He's mostly known for being a suck at drawing feet. But the problem is, a lot of it does look good on a cover. So like when your character's coming at you, dude, at you guys, sorry, at you guys, it's best to draw less of that character. And sometimes feet don't look right when they're fully drawn. So usually it's easy to hide it with a rock or like the ground or something like that, especially if your character's looking from above. So most likely the ground will cover it anyway, unless the camera's panned above from the top of the head, in which case you would see the ground. But if it's like, if the camera's like looking up at you, then you most likely won't see the feet anyway. It just looks better. But the problem is, Liefeld used to draw that in the panels when he's drawing his characters in action, and it just didn't really work. It worked more of as a cover. Sometimes it would work, but I think that's the only mistake he made. Was thinking that that style can involve like when you're actually trying to draw legit comic books and um, a little bit of a so pouches, big guns, big shoulders, big weird vacuum looking guns. Uh, what else? What else am I missing? Help me out here, guys. There's a lot of his style. Yeah. He's known for drawing Cable. He came up with Cable, the new X-Men. They were sort of like the new generation of X-Men, kind of weird characters. They had Domino. You guys have seen it in the movie Domino, Shatterstar. Also, he unfortunately Rob Liefeld did plagiarize a few work. I hate to say that, but it's true. He did take some work from another comic book. I know for one for sure from Ronin. I think that was Alan Moore's comic. No, sorry, I was uh, who's created the Dark Knight? Frank Miller. I believe that's Frank Miller's Ronin. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of those. And he took some artwork from that, unfortunately, and then a few others. So I hate to say it, but you know, it's hard to say. He's a very controversial artist, guys. But I say his stuff. The thing is, at least he left behind a style that at least leaves an impression, guys. In my humble opinion, your artwork doesn't always have to be the best, guys, but at least it has to be memorable. And I think that's kind of what he, even to quote Deadpool in the movie, his swords are memorable. So anyway, cross hatching going. I'm just gonna finish up. Yeah, not too bad. About 40 minutes. I'm just gonna do a few minutes of cross hatch because we're pretty much done, guys. And I hope I talked too much. I know I was all over the place, guys, but this is a character I'm really excited about. I know a lot about this character. Big fan of the artist. And believe it or not, I know about his style, but like I said, guys, he was more of a pioneer. At least he was leading the way for different artists, and these guys paved the way. Like it or not, I've always felt at least they paved the way for guys like us to make our own way, not to take it from these companies that right now that are ruining their own characters. And I will not stand by. I mean, while they take the characters I love, guys, and just turn them into just former shadows of themselves. I hate it. I hate what Punisher and what Iceman's become. All of a sudden, Iceman's gay, and it's just I hate what they become, guys. It's all about telling stories. Just tell the dang story. If it's a good story, we'll like it. People will buy it. I only wish we can take control of these characters, but sadly, no, we have to go for that far down. But okay. What else to say about this character? He's a great character, guys. He trolls Spider-Man a lot. I hope they'll get Spider-Man with him one day. Oh yeah, and of course it's obviously, you know, he's two swords. His favorite weapons are the swords, so that's his go-to guns. So I mean go-to weapons. Uh, favorite is the swords, I guess, because it's memorable too. So and there you have it, guys. The Merc with the mouth. Uh, what's my name? Ooh, I'm gonna spell it out for you. There you have it, guys. That's our Deadpool. I hope this lesson you learned a good lesson about this and about style and how sometimes it doesn't really matter, guys. As long as you have a unique style and as long as it's good, like somewhat decent, and I think at least it's some practice, guys, you can have a great style of your own. And you know it can be ridiculous because remember, guys, comic book art don't I know comics have been very drawn realistic at the time, but I really want to emphasize that we need to get back to this abstract way of art. And I'm trying to lead this a little where everything's not so detailed and not everything has to be so, you know, accurate. You know, comic books used to tell a story, a fantasy, and yes, you know, and you can even go back to DC, how DC is based off real but fake cities. You know, Metropolis, Gotham City, you know, even Atlantis, you know. But now, you know, Marvel led the way for realism, which I appreciate. You know, it's great to see like the Chrysler Building in New York and even LA and stuff drawn accurately. But guys, I really want to get back to like, you know, just great storytelling. It doesn't have to draw, you know, everything, you know, exactly the way it is, you know, in real life. So, and I think Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane and all these guys led the way for that. You know, to you know, you want to have a comic book that you know, there are some comics we don't even know where they take place. You know, I think that helps create mystery because you know things are drawn a certain way. So, any hooser, you know, Rob Liefeld, you know, shout out to you. If guys, if you ever meet at a convention, bring a pouch or a backpack. He will sign it. I'm telling you. So, and yeah, great superhero, great origin story. Two great movies. You know, I love that they made Deadpool a love story. So, uh, and of course, I'm a big, you know, romantic buff. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna post it, and I hope you guys have a good Valentine's Day. Please don't. If you want to post something to my channel, I'd appreciate it. I will respond. You know, you're not alone, guys. Spread some love, spread some joy. It's a good day, you know, and yeah. If you have somebody, guys, treat her or him special. All right, don't ever let go. All that stuff. You appreciate them in your life. Appreciate that you have somebody. And yeah, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I'm gonna be posting this, so don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it, tell the whole world, tell everybody, and yeah, I'll see you next week, guys. So have a good night, have a good week, and that'll do it.